So earlier today, I came onto Humble Bundle and I was looking for games that were on sale that were like under $5, and I managed to find 4 games, and I figured all of these games I can get Steam achievements for. So I figured, why not give myself 2 weeks to 100% each game, because that gives me a week to 100% the game and then a week to edit that video. So that means over the next 2 months I will be 100%ing every single one of these games, even Just Cause 2, which is like 115 hours or so to 100%. But that's for later me to worry about, but I should probably actually buy the game so I can begin. But anyway, we have the game over on Steam, so let's begin the 100%. Welcome to Cat Quest, a game where you can be a samurai cat, a cat who is clearly compensating for something, or just a really buff, naked cat. In this first playthrough, I'll be going for 6 achievements, but we'll talk more about that when we're working on them or when they pop. So we start off the game with our sister being taken away from us, and then we get smited from the heavens. Luckily, we're able to hold on to a piece of the destroyed boat, but then a mark appears on our head, and a wisp also shows up. After that, it seems we washed up on the shore where we learn that the Wisp is actually our spirit guardian named Spiri. He tells us to head to the nearby town where they want us to kill some of the monsters around, teaching us to fight. After learning how to fight, we decided it's a good idea to figure out what the mark on our head means. So we head to a mage who tells us that we have the mark of the dragon blood, which means we can learn magic. So he takes us inside to teach us Flame Purr, which is basically a fireball. So we head outside to test it on some new enemies, and after defeating them, a weird ritual circle showed up. So we went to explore it, and a dragon showed up. So there was only one thing we could do, and that was fight it, but it was surprisingly easy to beat. Since we beat the dragon, all the cats came to see us, including the king, but he seemed to be acting weird and ignoring us, but we won't worry about that for now. We made our way to a message board and found a random note telling us not to go exploring a certain cave, so of course we found it. Inside were some chests with items to help us on our journey, and we also defeated all the enemies, meaning the cave is considered fully explored. It's time to leave, but once we're out, we see the cat who stole our sister, so we follow him around, and he decides to play a game, telling us to get stronger and defeat all the dragons he has summoned to get our sister back. Now, before doing more of the story, I decided to start doing some side quests. We found someone who wanted to find his missing mother, so he sent us to find a special metal in a cave. We cleared the cave out and found a helmet made of the same metals, but on our way back there was a villager who stopped us. He was saying how the cat we're helping was hearing voices and started weird growling, but even after hearing that we continued to help him. After the helmet, he wanted us to a ritual that went wrong and spawned monsters. Next he had us running clockwise and anti-clockwise in a circle that looked promising, but nothing happened. So we decided to help him one last time, where he had us clear out a cave, but after defeating the last monster, there was a giant earthquake. So we came out and found him doing a ritual with the helmet that turned into an enemy and just disappeared. So we asked him what's going on, but apparently he has no memory of what happened, but he does sense where the enemy went. So he told us and we head off. We find it and it asks us to end its suffering. Sadly, I died on the first attempt, but second time we beat it and it thanks us for setting it free. It turns out it was a dragon soul trapped in the helmet, and the villager was being controlled because they are a dragon whisperer. Next I went to a watchtower where they told me where the first dragon I need to defeat is, but I decided I wasn't ready, and we decided to go help the king because it turns out he is cursed. We head over to the mage near the town who lets us know the head mage has gone missing, but they can find his energy signals around, so they send us to search, but all we find is potion flasks, so we take this back to the mage. They're able to put them all together so we can find the head mage, and when we do, give him the potion so he can get his powers back. We start following the flask, but along the way we find another mage tower where we learn light yarn, which zaps enemies. After this quick stop, the flask leads us to a cave, so we go in and clear out all the enemies, but out of the corner of our eye we see a cat leave, so we follow them and give them the potion, bringing the head mage back to normal. He then tells us to meet him back at the mage tower. We meet back at the tower and he tells us that the curse is powered by spirit orbs, so he marks them on the map so we can go around and destroy them. But after destroying them all, the king is still cursed, and the head mage figured out the last one is contained within the king. So we head back to the castle where the head mage will remove it, but we must protect him from the invading enemies while he does it. After defeating all of them, the head mage comes out and starts attacking us. So we give him a few slaps and that breaks Drakoth's control over him. And he managed to break the curse, so as a thanks, the king gave us his family jewels. After this, I do some more quests and find another mage tower, which this time I learn Healing Pour, which is, as it sounds, a healing spell. I then managed to save up 5,000 gold and decided to go and get a golden chest at the blacksmith. And that was an absolute scam, because the gear I got only gave me a little bit more mana. But I decided I was finally strong enough to go and fight the first dragon Drakoth controls. I think I was a good level for this because it wasn't too much of a challenge to beat, but after beating the dragon, we see our sister, so we head over, but she disappears. Of course, Drakoth appears to tell us there are 2 dragons left and that the next one is on water, but after he disappears, we can follow him because Spriggy put a tracker on him. It leads us to some old ruins, so we clear it out and found nothing. But as we leave, we get a vision of something that happened in the past. It was about someone named Alias and how they infused cats with dragon magic and decided to call them Dragon Bloods. That's where the vision ended, and of course Drakoth appeared, warning us if we tried tracking him again, our sister would pay. So we went to the next watchtower and they told us where the next dragon was, but since it was over water, I went to a town nearby and there was a note on the quest board about learning to walk on water. So we talked to the governor and he said his assistant that was researching water walking has gone missing and we need to find him. Luckily, Spriggy is a master tracker and was able to follow his trail. We found him in the Forbidden Fields and let him know that he's been missing for 3 days and that the governor is looking for him, so he started heading back. When we made it back to Port City, they needed me to take some ingredients to a mage nearby and ask them to mix it because they don't really like Puss and his science. We made it to the mage tower, but it was surrounded by bandits, so we took care of them and in return the mage agreed to mix the ingredients together. While we were there, we also decided to learn Freeze Pour, which could freeze and slow enemies. Now back to Port City, we gave Puss the mixture and he got to work. But some rogue mages showed up to try and stop him, saying the crystal is magic and shouldn't be used for science, so we had to fight them off, and when we got back, Puss said we just have to wait. After a bit of waiting, the potion is ready, but since you need magic to use it, the governor had to opt out. So we went to an open area and drank the potion and learned water walking. Since we're now Cat Jesus, we decided to help governor out by dealing with the sea monsters he was having problems with. Since we can now walk on water, I decided to go and do some exploring before fighting the dragon, and we found a new mage tower where we learned Berserk, which makes us stronger for a bit. I'm gonna be honest, I have the rest of the script written, but it's another like 1,500 words, and I've already cut out a lot of side quests from this, and I don't want the video being like 20 minutes of me just talking about the game, so let's do a brief explanation of what happens. So we fight and beat the ice dragon and go to the next watchtower, but find out we need to learn to fly. While trying to figure out how to fly, I found 2 mage towers to get me new spells and also get me my first achievement. And there we go, Power of the Arcane, obtain all 7 skills. Luckily, there is a bush that can teach us. We help the bush get an orb, which helps it get its memories back, but it turns into a dragon, so we fight it and get the orb and learn how to fly. So we beat the last dragon, and after we do that, Drakoth lures us with our sister and attacks us, but after a small fight, he says we're strong enough to finally meet him. But Spriggy introduces us to his grandpa, who teaches us about the old masters, who were humans, and they banished Alias to a place called the Zero Dimension, and Drakoth needed more power to bring him back. After learning that, we cleared up the last few miscellaneous achievements before going to the last fight. Well, what levels we can do? There we go, complete all 62 side quests. Champion helmet, there we go! Obtain all 66 armors and weapons. Let's go! Yes! Cleared all 52 dungeons. Let's go! Okay, this should get me to level 99. There we go! Super Cat Venturer reached level 99. And then the last fight is where we learn our sister was an illusion, and Drakoth just needed us to get more powerful so he could spill our blood and open the Zero Dimension. But we ended up defeating him and opening the Zero Dimension, but he was still happy because he just wanted Alias back. But after defeating him and learning the story, we get the achievement for beating the game. There we go! Feline Lawmaster, complete the main quest, and now there's new game unlocked. And now we just need to do another 5 playthroughs to get all the modifier achievements and special armor. There we go! 3! Beat New Game Plus. Beat New Game Plus with 9 lives, and then also the one that makes them harder. There we go. Beat New Game Plus. Should hopefully get the other one. And there we go. Beat New Game Plus with the naked modifier. Bring this, we should be done. There we go, the Old Master. Obtain the complete Old Master set, and we're done. So if I come over to Steam, there we go. Every single achievement for Cat Quest is now done. And if I'm talking a bit quiet, it's because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm back, I've given it some time to settle, and now the question. How was the 100% experience? I will say the first playthrough was good. You know, the achievements at least had some story and stuff, and by the time I finished all the achievements, I was pretty close to, you know, having everything else done, so it wasn't actually too bad. But the thing that I didn't like is I had to get the master set, which means I had to play through the game 3 times to get each piece of armor, and then I also had to play through the game again to get some of the other modifiers, because I couldn't do it to get the armor. And I just did not enjoy playing through the game another 5 times after my first time. But apart from that, the 100% was pretty good. So, but I also didn't expect the game to take me like 20 hours. I thought it was going to be like maybe like 12 or 15. But yeah, I guess I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please think about liking and subscribing. I hope you did enjoy. It is a little bit different to my normal 100% videos. By normal, I mean like I've only made 2 others. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya.